Baby said she wanna swing with the Bushman. Cause she know we do our thing in the bush and got her looking so clean with the rough stance. Yeah, quick to change the scene with the Cushland. You can join the whole team cause the bush wins. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to Cushland. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to equal line. Let me up about mine, the bush, understand. If I said you will be the one I will meet with that beautiful smile and that sexy physique, wearing those same colors, running, trying to get away from lame brothers, but you can't change what they now meet me. I'm your Nubian lover with plans to make you a Nubian mother. That's long term, the short term don't take it too far. We got the juice bar, building on vegetables, so holistic, my holistic missus. Got me in dogs with your gifts and fitness. The hell natural, yeah, that's so my style. We can grow our towels through ingredients. Only the baddest queens who they ever see me with. Big Mama Tunde had 6 minute lists with no lipstick. That's a natural kiss. These are actual black fists raced up together as one unit.
Alafia family. Ekabo. Welcome on into the House of Confirmations. Ashe Adupe family. You already know when coming into this house, we unplug, we disconnect ourselves from the matrix way of thinking, and that whole ideology. Also, family, we take a deep breath in, inhaling in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing all of the poison and pressure that was picked up while you was plugged into the matrix. Ashe Adupe family. I am your Baba Oyeyemi, initiated ancestral priest, over 22 years now.
I'm Omitola. I'm a medium, diviner, and healer, and we are the House of Confirmations.
Ekabo.
Ekabo means welcome. Come on in, familiar.
Ashe.
If you did not know, it is Talk About It Tuesday.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Ooh. Let's beep. Talk about it. Okay. So, family, go ahead and send in those JUJU letters. All right. If you have a situation that you would like advice, guidance on, we will discuss as a live discussion during the live broadcast, and your identity will remain anonymous. Okay. It will be anonymous. We will discuss your JUJU letters. Send in the inbox. Okay. Send us a message privately of a situation that you would like advice, clarity on, all right, which is very, very helpful for those who may not be in a position to book a reading right now or book a session. Definitely, family, take advantage of Talk About It Tuesdays.
Sure. Family, go ahead, like, love, share, tag family on in, letting everyone know the House of Confirmations. We are up and running. It is Talk About It Tuesday, family. Go ahead and get in those JUJU letters. We got the inbox right here, and we will not be saying your name, but we need to talk about some few things, family. Ashe.
Oh, I love that. Instant calm in the room. Well, there'll be gratefulness.
Ashe.
Interesting. Come on in, family. Make sure that you are greeting as you come into the House of Confirmations. It is not that late, familiar. This is a great and perfect time to vent, to talk about those things with those who are not just trying to gossip and spread your business, but those who actually want to help. You get to get feedback from family without facing humiliation, shame, or embarrassment. This is a great space to be able to not only release, but receive guidance as well.
Ashe. And for those who have been hitting us in the inbox about their birthday readings, we pray that you are viewing and that you say something. You know, if you had a birthday either yesterday, today, may have one coming up tomorrow, please let us know, family, as you all know that we do free birthday readings.
Ashe,
please come in and get those blessings. Ashe, I do pray, family.
The free birthday readings are during live broadcast. So for family that has been messaging us and contacting us, inquiring about how to get your free birthday reading, please tune in during our lives. Remind us that it is your birthday or your birthday has passed. If your birthday is within the last... Okay, family, we're receiving your JUJU letters. Come on in, family. Family, also remember to greet as you all are coming in and sending your juju letters, I hope you all said, "Hey, how you doing?" I hope you all are mindful when you walk into someone home. It is considerate. It is such a nice and kind, warm gesture to greet. Ashe, in our tradition, we have an elder priest in the home, so it is always wise and respectable and protocol to greet when you are in the home of a priest. Ashe. So as this house houses many priests and many elder priests, Baba is a priest of over 22 years initiated. So we definitely want to make sure that we're giving the due respect, okay, to those who are sharing their ashe, their wisdom, their knowledge.
I say, yeah, we got a juju letter, and this is great. And we kind of touched on this subject yesterday, but definitely I would love to touch on it again.
Yes, family. Make sure that y'all are coming in speaking. If you are coming in just watching and viewing but looking to receive, you will be charged with energy vampirism. We will receive that energy back. Okay, we will not just be drained and juiced. My family is filled up having a word. All right, that's why Pastor asked for tithes and offerings. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just gonna take his word so y'all could shout and he go home empty. Oh, we are blessed and highly favored. Thank you for
I say
asking.
I do play.
How are you? How are you doing? I know today I asked a question on my page. See how much what happens when you try to be a friend for a family. I asked family how was their Monday and did they complete everything on their list. Self care, self management is very, very, very important.
I say, waiting for more family to come in. Fact, want to open up in prayer as family
Absolutely.
is coming on in.
Absolutely, family. As you are coming in, make sure that you are sending in your juju letters. It is Let's Talk About It Tuesdays. We're gonna go ahead and post the information so you all could book your readings as well, family. We do have 10 slots available for live readings.
I say, I'm not getting a cutoff time yet because I already know how that goes. So, family, let's go ahead and fill up these 10 slots while we are live before cutoff time is here. I say, I say.
Ashe.
Omi tutu ọ̀nà tutu ilé tutu tutu ẹ̀gúngún tutu ọ̀rìṣà. Oludema mojuba gbogbo ikolu ọtẹmbẹlẹsẹ oludema mojuba ibarasirom mojuba gẹrẹ níbo ibarasirom mojuba megun ibarasirom mojuba babalẹku ibarasirom mojuba egun yeye ibarasirom mojuba oyadesin tí ẹ bẹ egungun ẹbẹ baba ẹbẹ yeye mojuba ọgọnọra mojuba olùṣègùn mojuba gbà mojuba gọlẹ mojuba ajibọlọ mojuba akínwùmí kíkẹ́ máa ṣe oṣù ẹdẹ olùṣègùn kíkẹ́ máa ṣe kífọlágbà olùtúnjí kíkẹ́ máa ṣe ọbàdì fún mi dìgbà olùtúnjí kíkẹ́ máa ṣe olùtúnlẹ̀ olùṣègùn kíkẹ́ máa ṣe ọbàbí ọgọnọra ìwé orí ìwé aláfẹ ìwé ayọ̀ ìwé ọwọ́ kosi iku kosi ọfọ kosi wahala kosi transition kosi formidable kosi witchcraft kosi bulable kosi anything that comes against our destiny. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I do pray in your mighty name we pray, so shall it be. You right, you right, you real. Ashe.
I say, I do pray, Poopa Baba, for
Ashe.
opening us up in prayer. Alafia, Oye Lakin, we see you tuning in on YouTube. Shout out to family that is tuning in on Facebook and YouTube.
Ashe.
Family, don't forget to come in and speak. As tonight is Talk About It Tuesdays. Let's talk about it, family.
Yes, family, let's talk about it. And if you don't want your face or name to be said, send in your juju letter within the inbox, either to my or Omitola or the House of Confirmation inbox, family.
I say absolutely, family. And y'all know we came prepared for this. All right. I know in grade school or when you were on those sports teams, we call it lemonade squeeze. I know in the hood they call it a nigga moment. Okay. Um, but we want to create a safe space because what's happening is we don't have healthy places to commune, to express, to vent. We was just speaking on it yesterday how mean women have became. Okay, so juju letters are needed more than ever, to be honest.
Really, it is.
It's a lot that we're holding in that we're not able to speak on. We don't know who we could speak to about it. All right. So here is a great opportunity to get advice, to get it guidance, and to remain anonymous at the same time. Perfect opportunity, family. And also, we have 10 slots available for live readings on this Tuesday. Ogunye Moye Dupe Baba.
I say, yes, please make sure you're tagging everyone in because we are going to be talking about some things that everybody is going to need to know and take notes in. Okay, especially if you're in relationships, if you have your family around you, co-workers, neighbors, friends, yada, yada, yada. We are all going to need some of these tips and notes. And one thing that I would like to speak about before we get into anyone's letter, I know exactly who this letter is coming from, is the reaction. This is why our people have a problem with communicating with each other because we don't know how to react. And that's why the Juju letter is so important that we don't have to worry about nobody's reactions. We can just all feel it, speak on it, talk on it. But it's a way for everyone to express themselves.
Absolutely.
Without anybody else's reaction. We have to be responsible with our reactions. Yes, we have our own feelings. Yes, we have our own emotions, but be responsible to how your feelings and emotions affect the other. That is a definite thing that we as a people must do. We can't just be those people. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, and however you're gonna take it is how you're gonna take it. We cannot be like that no more. That has ruined us. It has separated us.
Yes.
We used to be a lot closer as a people. So I am very thankful for the Juju letters.
Absolutely, family. We are receiving your Juju letters. Come on, and family. Now we are remaining anonymous. We are not letting family know who these Juju letters are coming from. That is how you remain drama free. I say a duper for those who are coming in and are speaking. Family, make sure that you are loving, and sharing. We definitely want to get enough of family in to get an opportunity to chime in. Okay, give their point of view for those who may have been in those experiences before and can give expertise. Okay, because they have went through those experiences. We're going to give you all time, family, to love, and share, and tag friends on in. Ashe. So, family, get the viewers up and make sure as people are coming in that you all are speaking.
And make sure, family, when coming into the YouTube or Facebook, make sure we are loving, and sharing, tagging family on in. Let's talk about it, family. Talk about it Tuesday.
Let's talk about it Tuesdays.
Give me the shit on, I can't hold this now. System is ginger. You go walk with Johnny, any my cup is my wrist up.
Family, we is prepared. We got the Namaste incense. We got some Arbor Mist for y'all, right? You know it's not easy, but we got to express ourselves.
System is ginger. You go walk with Johnny, any my cup is my wrist up. Came with my boys, baby girl, can you come into your sisters? Where is your sister? Was in here, want to ginger. Was in here, want to ginger.
All right, so we got a birthday in a couple of minutes. Family, make sure that y'all are coming in and speaking. As much as y'all like to privately inbox us, if it's not your Juju letter, make sure that you are coming on live so you can get your birthday reading. Ashe. So if you have a Juju letter, inbox us the Juju letter. If you are coming in for your free birthday reading, all right, make sure that you are speaking on live, family. Come on in. Alafia, how was you all Tuesday?
Gonna bounce, she gonna bounce over the edge, she gonna bounce, gonna bounce, gonna bounce over the edge, she gonna bounce, gonna bounce, gonna bounce over the edge,
Alafia Taylor Prince, I do pray for coming in and speaking, Goddess. How was your day? Definitely getting a message speaking on masculine energy, the lack of respect, the lack of regard towards masculine energy. And this is on a huge spectrum. The lack of reverence. What's the JUJU letter? The JUJU letter is sending in a situation, something you're going through, whether you want to get advice and guidance on it, and we'll discuss it as a live discussion, and you will remain anonymous.
Yes, we actually have a few JUJU letters coming in as we are speaking. So, family, make sure that you are tagging family in. If you have a question and you want to remain anonymous, but you want another person to actually hear it.
Yeah, if you would like advice, if you would like guidance, this is a perfect space to receive that assistance without going through humiliation or shame or having to deal with reactions. Okay, family? The JUJU letter for those who have watched the Steve Harvey show, and they do the strawberry letter. All right, the strawberry letters have been crazy. People have been going through some off the wall situations that you have no idea. All right, but what I witnessed is they was always able to get advice. All right, that's very important. College was able to call in, and some were being funny, some were being mean, and then some actually had been in those situations before. Some had actually had tips and advice on how to get through certain situations. So it's very much needed. All right, family. As we have the JUJU letters coming in.
Asha.
Absolutely, got it. Definitely back to the messages that was coming on behalf of masculine energy and how it doesn't get the regards or the respect. It's shown with cars, how people treat cars, how people can run down cars, how people can run down pots and pans. People don't understand that's masculine energy. Okay, that iron and metal, that's masculine energy. Weapons, keeping them clean. Okay, keeping knives and swords sharpened. There has to be a certain respect for these energies, especially Ogun. We have to respect the Ogun masculine energy. We have to respect more than the Oko. Okay, we have to understand that men provide more than Oko. We have to understand that men have brought more than Oko to this world.
For those who don't know what Oko is, the man phallus.
The male parts, sexual organs, the penis. Okay, men offer more than just sex in this realm. They're builders, they're protectors, they are providers. Okay, they play a very strenuous role. They complete a lot of tasks that some are just unbeknownst, that women may choose to do but don't have to do. All right, so as much as we have spoke up and stood up for the respect on behalf of women, on behalf of the mothers, on behalf of those who are giving birth, okay, as we ask for more respect on women, we have to understand the reflection. We have to have respect. We have to look at men as more than just sex objects, okay, because when they smell that energy from you, you will be treated a certain type of way. Men can feel when they're being used, when they're being taken advantage of, when they're being ran game on.
Men know verbal abuse.
Mm.
I know a lot of women out there, fellas, if you can't really physically abuse a man, yes, you can. Men know physical abuse. Men know a lot of things. Men aren't so stupid as I guess the media portray. Men has intuition. Well, men have feelings. I know that's new for some of the women out there that's learning that men aren't just so hard like a rock, but a rock can become quite mushy like sand at times. Well, it's a lot that we are still learning when it comes to men and women, and that fine tuning of respect when it comes to men and women.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm excited. I want to get into one of our first JUJU letters.
Asha. Let's go ahead and put up some of these JUJU letters, family.
Family,
Asha.
are y'all ready? Go ahead and send in your JUJU letters. You will remain anonymous. Be patient with us, family. We are going back to the JUJU letters now, as we had quite a few come in. We are so appreciative that you all are taking advantage of this opportunity on Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
Asha. I'm going to go ahead and read this one. All right, family, for our first JUJU letter, here's my JUJU message. I have this friend that thinks she can talk to me any kind of way, and then when you back, it's a problem. You do all you can for that person, show them that you're a loyal friend, but at the end of the day, you don't want them. You don't want them talking to you any kind of old way. In a lump sum, we kind of spoke on this yesterday. Boundaries, and also how we are speaking to each other. We have to take accountability that what we are saying and how we are communicating probably wasn't the right way that we was being communicated to as children. Let's bring it all the way back. Stop talking to people like you are their parent or your parent talking to you. Do not talk to your friends like your parents talked to you, because that's the only way that you learned that learned behavior. You did not pick that behavior up anywhere else except from the way that you was raised. Do not mimic that with your friends, with your relationships, with your neighbors, your co-workers. You will find yourself lonely and bitter.
Absolutely. Definitely would recommend sitting this person down. I'm not sure if you've ever expressed yourself to this person, but this definitely has to deal with yesterday's group message. And I'm so glad that this JUJU message came, because it shows proof that those messages are really talking about our community, our collective, even the lives, both the lives. There was two more lives that spoke on the same message. Boundaries. Okay, we have to set boundaries with ourselves, with our intimate partners, with our friends, with our family members. Okay, children have to set boundaries with their parents. Parents have to set boundaries with their children. It's a part of self-care and self-love. And we was also speaking on yesterday this level of self-entitlement that women have. That women think that they can be mean, that women think that they can say whatever, do whatever, and on behalf of them being women, it's okay. There's some excuse that women can find, whether it's their childhood, trauma, past relationship. There's every excuse in the world why we can treat a person any type of way after we realize there is loyalty. Okay, there is a friendship, there is a bond. When we realize people do love us, are in love with us, we start to treat them a certain type of way. Okay, and what we see here is a lack of respect for friendships. That's why a lot of relationships are not lasting. That's why a lot of marriages are not lasting. People don't respect friendships. People don't respect it's a choice. Okay, we can't choose our relatives. We can't choose who we blood related to, but we choose our friends. We choose our spouse. We have to respect that person's choice of being our friend, that person's choice of communicating with us and being there for us. So I'm not sure if you have communicated to this person how you feel, because there was another message that came with yesterday's group reading, that a lot of us don't know how to express our feelings but just react. So a follow-up question would be, are you just reacting to this person talking to you any kind of way, or have you expressed, have you communicated to them that they are talking to you in any kind of way and gave them examples of how you were being talked to and how you wouldn't want to be talked to? That's very important, just to assume that someone knows when they're talking crazy to you. It could be learned behavior. Okay, it could be habits that have never been acknowledged or never been broken before. So we can't assume that because you've acknowledged the person is talking to you crazy, that the person understands that they're talking to you with a certain tone. So a level of communication is still needed there.
I say, and most importantly, don't take it. If you are that good of a friend and you are not seeing the recipientness of the other side as equal, don't be that good of a friend to that person.
Boundary.
Separate yourself. Show that, you know what, perhaps you're too comfortable with me. Because that's not the type of relationship I thought we was having here. You know, friend to friend, no, you should not be able to talk to me in your kind of way. Maybe we have, as a people, we have to understand boundaries of friends. We're so hooked on being single and then want to be with somebody that we forgot the in between. There's actually a friendship type of attitude that we're supposed to have when dealing with other people. It's a cordialness, it's a relaxation. It shouldn't be on on tense, walking on eggshells when it comes to friendship, where you're afraid to say something because the other person might react wrongly. Because I'm assuming that if you had said something to this friend, they would blow up. They wouldn't act so nicely, because why? The way that they already speak to you when they're not even mad at you, when they're not offended.
Family, definitely got to, if you all would like some wine on behalf, let's talk about it, family. How do you all feel about that situation? Have you all been in those situations before? Does anyone have any advice that they would like to add on behalf of that situation? Ooh, child.
I know that's a sticky one.
I can't really. It's hard for me from personal experiences. I fought my friends. It was a no tolerance um, position that I was in. I already chose. I don't know if I was talking to that position, but I was already playing a position of doing all my friends' hair for free. You know, it was college days, giving them weed for free. Had access to it. Not gonna talk about how, but giving rides. I had a car on campus. I was already in a position of what I thought was being there for others, and still going through my own personal life situations. Okay, I was still going through fighting homelessness, fighting abuse. So when certain things happened with my friends, I would say no. I did not communicate how I felt. It was always afterwards. I could look back and say I always reacted. Um, some of the things, the reactions was natural. Just like finding out friend, was sleeping with my ex. About three friends were sleeping with the same ex. So just certain reactions that I didn't have time to really communicate. But even me as a friend got over those things, still remained their friends. It was other things like speaking to me crazy, not showing up to give me support. After I had forgave about the messing with my man and all that, I really thought that, I don't know. I was young. I felt like, okay, we'll get over it. We still supposed to be friends. I'm still from school. Friends are forever. We don't stop being friends for no reasons, even though they were stealing from me. I never got the guts to really sit them down and tell them how I felt like they were shitty friends. I was always just in a position to just want to fight. And I think that just bred even more violent behavior between women because we don't sit down and hash things out. We don't chop it up. Things can get violent pretty quickly. And I know with my no tolerance zone I was in, I was jumping to violence versus, okay, we need to sit and talk about this.
Mm. And boundaries is wonderful. I agree. To have a boundary, and but you said something when it came to no tolerance.
Mm.
Don't play the radio. Got no patience for your bull crap. We may have to find more understanding
Mm.
as well, because we may have to listen. As friends, you are also signing up to heal a person. Let's realize that when we are looking at friends, most of us find friends in trauma situations. Trauma bonding is something that friends can have. You can actually have a trauma bonding with a friend, not a relationship, but with a friend, because you know exactly how to come to that person. You know what hurts that person. Now, when it comes to people out there and just not having the patience for someone else who has been through some traumatic things, that's not fair as well. So yes, we must have boundaries. No, we should not let friends just do us any old kind of way. But also understand that everyone is dealing with an issue, and if you sign up to be a friend, you sign up to be a doctor as well. And you also sign up to be a patient whenever you can. It's like having a card. Whenever you want to sign and listen, this is what our friendship consists of. And if you don't have that understanding with this friend, find out what type of friend this is. Is this a
Right.
friend that only comes and dump on you?
Mm.
Talk to you any old kind of way and then leave as soon as you got something coming up? No.
Mm.
We have to understand what friends are. And then if this is just a patient,
Wow.
then that's just what it is.
Wow.
You want a
Mm.
friend, but this person is a patient.
I definitely feel that. And it takes me back to grade school when we was so quick to call someone a friend and we felt like family or our parents were shooting us down. That ain't no friend. You ain't got no friends.
Associates.
Them associates. Like we just, oh my God. We was just so, and I feel I knew I was every time I heard that. I was like, oh, in front of my friend, you can't wait till they go home, you know. So it makes me understand it because it lets me know that there was a certain type of respect you had to earn and gain. There was a certain level of trust. There was a certain level of honesty needed to really be true friends. And at a young age, we were just excited about getting to know someone. You know, we want to be honest, having someone to play with, having someone to talk to, but not really having went through so many experiences that we understood what friends were needed for. Okay, what are we supposed to be able to depend on friends for? And for the one that sent the juju letter, is we're not supposed to be able to depend on this friend's gonna talk to us crazy. Okay, so that's where we got to start analyzing: is this a friend or is this a trauma bond? Did y'all bond over something traumatic? And now that y'all not dealing with those traumatic situations or grown from that traumatic situation, have you grown out of the bond? Okay, have you outgrown the person? Was this a person that is receiving more than they're giving? That's when we have to do the due diligence and we have to analyze what we call friendships because we're setting ourselves up for failure for calling most of these unions, most of these associates, okay, co-workers, neighbors, members of the community, and really understanding what is a friend. And then this is a tough pill to swallow, family. What you accept from a person is you're showing them how to treat you. You're letting them know, you're allowing them to be able to know how far they can go with you. That's another reason why boundaries are needed. And setting boundaries shouldn't break up friendships. If it's truly friendships, it should be another moment of understanding, another moment of getting to know each other better. when we realize that we can communicate our boundaries. So see that rest of the family didn't have any input, didn't have anything to say about that juju letter. Thank you for sending in that inquiry. Hopefully you receive advice and guidance on that situation.
Sure. I pray that everyone was able to take advice from that wonderful, wonderful juju letter. Sure. I know we have some more juju letters. Want to see if family is still with us before we continue on with the rest of the juju letters.
Absolutely.
Because they're getting good, family. They are coming in. We may not have time to read all of the juju letters tonight. We may push the rest of the juju letter to next Talk About It Tuesday.
Ashe.
Family, there are still 10 slots available for readings tonight while we are live. Also, family, if you have a birthday coming up, make sure you are tuning in to the live. We are not going to go out and find you all.
No,
make sure that you are tuned in to the live to receive your birthday reading.
Absolutely. Ashe. All right, we're moving on to the next juju letter family. Here we have, I recently looked on my timeline and saw the same gentleman posted by three different women. One of those women was my friend. Should I tell my friend that other women are claiming a relationship with this man as well?
Ooh, woo. That's a situation right there, family. How do you tell a friend something like that? Anyone have any comments on that? I'm sure we have heard of situations like this before where uh, our friend is dealing with someone, but then we catch them dealing with someone else. But we so close with our friend that we just can't let this back. This loyalty thing that we got. I'm a road dog, a ride or die. But is it always healthy? Is it always for you to butt in? Will people always react? As we spoke on earlier, reaction is something that we have to get a hold of first so that we can receive messages, we can receive blessings. Our reaction is stopping a lot of things coming towards us, a lot of information, a lot of messages that we are needing.
Absolutely.
So definitely work with this person first on their reactions. See how they react. And if they don't react to something, if the relationship, if the friendship isn't strong enough for you to tell that person, I wouldn't. That's my personal opinion. I know some have their own opinions out there. I would love to hear some of you all opinions.
Yes, my opinion on that situation, I would first like to say that friendship would need to be weighted to see what type of or what level of friendship it is. I think that's first have to be looked at to look at what type of bond do you have with this person, so that can help you know how to come at this person by identifying what type of relationship do you have with this person. Is it more work based? Is it more party club based? Or is it, well rounded? Do you all know each other's family? Have y'all talked about some lesser fortunate events before with each other? I think that's first of all important to be able to identify what level are y'all on with each other. And two, off of the simple fact, because I know what I would want, I really feel like you should go off of in a situation like that. What would you want if you was in that situation? Would you want someone to tell you, whether that person thought they was close with you or not? I think that's another thing to go back to. If you were in that situation, not to call that on you, but just to help you know how to move forward with it. With that, would you want someone to tell you? I know me, I would. So because I know I would want someone to tell me, I would tell the person, and then after doing those two things, I will work on my delivery. Okay, timing is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should just hold this from a person. Then the person find out that you did know. Then they have evidence, or they have a situation where they can use to judge the friendship. now they're in a position where they can feel like, well, they can come to terms of where you all's friendship was if they found out you knew and didn't say anything. That can help them see, all right, well, I see how close we really are if you feel like you couldn't tell me. So I would definitely work on my delivery and timing. I wouldn't try to tell the person in front of people. I wouldn't try to just tell the person if I knew they were busy. I wouldn't just send a text message to the person if they was at work. I would work on timing. I would definitely want to let that be something face to face. Okay, so the person can feel my sincerity, can feel my concern, even if it's a video chat where they can, and I would definitely come with evidence. I would definitely let them know what I saw. So that's just me. That's my personal opinion.
Sure. I like that, especially the part that you mentioned. Work on your deliverance. How are you going to tell this friend? Are you just gonna blow it up in their face?
Girl, that man cheating on you, like.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna, take them out the blue? I mean, you have to work on your deliverance when sticky situations, sensitive situations come up. It's all about making sure they see it more than you telling them. And that's one thing about here in the House of Confirmations. We will tell you a lot of things, and we'll also let you know. Go research and find it. You can find these things.
I see.
Because we understand as our people, we do it does something to us when we're just told something. We don't like to be told anything, and then we are being told something. It's more like we're being brainwashed. You don't want to brainwash, and you don't want to feel like you're controlling anybody.
Or persuading them.
Yeah, you don't want to persuade anybody either. You want them to see the truth for themselves. That is what you see. You want them to see the facts. So if you have facts of these things rather than you just seeing one thing, yeah. If you want to take this mission on, research and study and find out some more things to bring facts to this person rather than just dropping it on them, and then now your relationship may be shaky. I say, beautiful question. Anyone have any comments on that question?
Any feedback for that Juju letter family?
I say.
And family, I think we're going to set a cutoff. I'm thinking 1 a.m.
1 a.m. for the cutoff time, family. For those who are coming in and asking about readings, you can go ahead and book up until 1 a.m. Eastern time. That's 12 o'clock Midwest, and that's 11 o'clock
Is that Pacific?
Pacific time. Thank you.
Okay,
I said. I guess Midwest would be Central.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I say. Beautiful questions. Beautiful Juju Letters family. We have a lot more Juju Letters family, but once again, we want to make sure family is tuning in. So before we go to any more Juju Letters, we want to make sure that the views are coming up. We're getting some interaction with family because these are questions that are wanted to be asked and not just blank, not for nobody.
All right, and it's learning moments, it's teaching moments, teachable moments for all of us, because some of us may have been in these situations before or don't know when we may come across those situations, or we may come across others who are going through those situations, and we'll have a source to reference to. Okay, so these are all learning moments, family.
I say. Gonna give family a moment before we jump into the next Juju letter. Cutoff time, family, is 58 minutes.
All right.
What I do, all the girls I hate. Body smoke like a cigarette. Fanaya, you be my Yama. Oh, you know the love when you
Family, we're just going through the JUJU letters, and
it's a lot of them, family. We're trying to find which ones
we're gonna do tonight. Yeah.
Tonight.
Wow. I think that should be talked about.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I believe this is an issue that a lot of people are dealing with.
Unfortunate.
And unfortunately. All right, family. Are you ready for the next JUJU letter? Let's go ahead and send in some love as we go ahead and get into this.
Ashe, family.
Do you want to read it?
Oh, I don't mind. Baba always
go ahead. I do.
Ashe. I've been in a relationship with this dude for a while, off and on, but he has a strong odor. How do I tell him? I don't even think it's just him that we could just say is a factor in this situation. Like,
yeah, we're gonna speak to everyone about this.
This is the person dating this person too. Like you didn't think to bring that up before to the person. That's okay.
Right. My question, and anyone can answer this. How long would you date a person who has an odor before telling them? That's the question. Because of course that could be a sensitive topic, and once again, reactions with our people are not the best. So the question to that JUJU letter is, how long actually would you date a person with an odor before actually telling them? Because my personal thing is, as fast as possible. Of course, it's sensitive, and if you got to give hints, I remember you were telling a story yesterday. You had to give someone gum. You didn't just outright tell him, listen, your breath, it's like curling up my eyebrows. My eyebrows don't need to curl up. They just supposed to be flat on my face, right? Right. So it took a while, and I believe you said that you was giving hints and things like that, but he didn't take them.
Never took them. And I never was able to come out my mouth and just say, hey, you have a breath problem. I always went to others outside of that person. And eventually, and this is another thing, and I'm not trying to be mean. I think a person older tells a lot about how they're going to treat you. Don't judge me for that, because immediately this person start becoming very rude, starts treating me very shitty, and it was in the first 2 weeks of just hanging out with each other. We ain't even, did anything besides just hang out after work and on break from work. And this person got very rude, and I'm in my head thinking, still not saying, you got breath on this level and you treating me like this. So family, that goes back to, we have an issue with communicating our boundaries. We're always reacting. Yes, I just reacted, getting into it with them, cussing them out, but I never spoke how I felt. I just reacted to the person the way they was treating me versus saying, okay, now you got that off your chest. Let me get this off my chest. Now I can't go back 2 years before I did date someone who had an odor, and I brought it up multiple times. So a lot of that goes back to me. What about myself? I think that has to do with self-esteem. I think that has to do with, what do you think your worth is? I'm not saying we should be mean to people, but I don't think we should just be accepting odors just because we like a person. Either we're gonna tell the person they was just having one of those days, just got off of work. But if that's just an odor period that you've been dealing with in a relationship, and you're seeking guidance how to come to this person, that lets us know what type of relationship is this. What type of relationship is there? If there's something going wrong, or something you're having a problem with, and you still don't know how to voice that. So these are also signs I just want to point out.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I agree 100%. The person older is going to allow you to know how he treats himself and how he's going to treat you.
Absolutely.
Now, that is not to say that every good smelling brother or sister out there is perfect. No, but it is a sign. Now, depending how long you've been in this relationship with this person and how long it's going to take you to open up and tell this person, well, that shows exactly how long the relationship will last as well. Now, are you in this relationship just because you saw the person as good looking and that was it?
Mm.
Because 9 times out of 10, you get that first impression of someone. Normally, if they smell, they're gonna smell. They're not gonna just not have a foul breath. No, you didn't just just happen to pop up on someone. They were just having a really 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 good day, and then the rest of the day they regular days. No, 9 times out of 10, you saw that person for their first impression, and that's what they gave you. And normally they try to keep up with that first impression. If this person has an odor issue, he or she is not taking care of himself or herself, and you are not having a highest enough esteem to know and see that. Where if you're having to suffer because of odor with somebody, that's not loving yourself.
Mm.
That's offending your senses. You should be able to say, okay, this is offensive. I can't, I should
How are
not.
you still turned on?
Should not be turned on by things like that.
God, self-esteem.
So, yes, self esteem is something that we are all going to have to work on as well. And I know self esteem is one thing that we all got to work on because you can talk to the skinniest person, they'll let you know, oh, I don't like this about me. You can talk to the biggest person, oh, I don't like this about me. No one's loving themselves. No one is comfortable with who they are and what they became. You rarely see that. You're going to most likely hear someone telling you what they don't like. They're going to point out their flaws before anything. So self-confidence is something that we have to do. When self-confidence comes and communicating comes, then we'll be able to communicate what we do and what we do not like. What is acceptable? Odor should not be acceptable in a relationship, male or female. When you're with somebody, you are to be conscious of everything about them, what they hear, what they see, what they smell, what they touch, and what they say, what you say. 5 senses.
Wow, that's very important. We should be dating with all 5 of our senses.
We've gotten so caught up on the eyes. That's the first senses we're going to go to see if we're going to date somebody. Then we may deal with the rest. Then the ears. Oh, I can't take this. I can't hear. I don't want to hear no more of this. Then we start to use our ears. But we didn't use our ears in the beginning. We just used our eyes in the beginning, right? We didn't use our nose in the beginning. We just now we can use our nose, right?
Some of them is using their private parts. That's it.
Not even a sense. That's not a sense. It's not even a sense.
That's an act.
So be able to use all of your senses before getting into relationships. And if you are a stinky person, whoever you may be, bathe. If you have to bathe twice a day, there's nothing wrong with bathing in a new day and bathing at night.
And look at your health habits.
I bathe in a new day and at night. I bathe twice a day. You can't catch me with the same pair of drawers on. My mama taught me that at a very young age. Don't never get caught with a dirty pair of drawers on.
Wow, like I was just about to say, a lot of that has to go back to childhood raising. But we can't say every person that has an odor, every person that's dirty or every person that's lazy was raised that way. Because I've seen instances where a person was raised totally opposite and they still chose. Okay, but that still goes back to childhood. That person is dealing with something going on there. If they're at a certain age and still dealing with things that started from learning out of childhood, we learn how to take care of our body and odor before we learn how to date. Okay, that was something that we was learning how to take care of ourselves, how to be healthy, how to keep good hygiene. That had nothing to do with dating. That was for personal care. All right. So if we done already moved on to dating and have not really gotten personal care down, that can let you that can and let you see what dating has become if people with odors are still getting in relationships.
Yeah, you should not have skid marks in your jaws.
That should let you know where the dating scene has went to. No one's dating with standards because everyone's having this fear of being alone. Family, do y'all have any input on that juju letter? Y'all sitting pretty quiet
Yeah, this may be the
tonight.
last juju letter for the night if family is not really reactive. These are some good juju letters. We don't want to bust out the good stuff on nights where family is the quietest.
Right.
You understand? A lot of family go back and watch the replay, but we do like the interaction. Ashe.
From those who are viewing, if we got people viewing and not interacting, I will definitely resume at a later time. But definitely I hope that the ones that did send in those juju letters that you did receive clarity and some assistance. And I feel like they were biased. That's very important.
Yeah, there was juju letters that man and woman can go and take notes from because I'm sure that each has been in those situations one time or another in their life.
Absolutely. Family, don't forget the cutoff is at 1 a.m.
I say
I
that
know
is 46 minutes.
46 minutes from now, I know I am still enjoying this night with Juju letters.
Now, if you would like to go ahead and read another one,
Definitely would like to get into, I believe will probably be the last Juju letter for tonight, but definitely would love to see more interaction from family as well. Before we get into our last Juju letter,
woo, they've been heavy family. There's been,
I have to bring out my wine.
yeah, sip some
These
tea on
Juju
that.
letters.
And I love it because once again, our people have a problem with expressing themselves.
Yes, we do.
We have a problem with expressing, and we have a problem with reacting. We don't like people to express to us. Be honest. We really just want people just to be quiet
and
listen to us and take whatever I give them. But the minute they got something to say about it, oh, we got the issue. You don't what? We as a people gotta be more understanding and so a lot slower to reacting. We are a very reactive people. I know we don't been through a lot. This captivity don't really done some things, but we are like a reactor about to explode. I mean, a piece of dust will make this reactor explode. That's crazy. We should not be that type of machinery. I mean, come on. If we were to walk by our plant right now, and they were doing some stuff, and it was lighting up, and you didn't know what was going. Some fumes was coming off. You would stay the hell away from this building. Clear across town away from this building. But that's how we're walking around every day. Anything can make us react and go off the 10 so fast.
I don't think people are just reacting to that person.
Mm.
I think a lot of people not in a position to really react to those who cause some of these issues or problems, and people are taking out on others who are accepting their bullshit. That's what I think it is. When you look at some of the things people are reacting to, I don't think they're just reacting off of that person alone, but they're using that as an opportunity to get it out. They're using it as a way to dump. And as much as I don't like it, it takes me back to that moment where I was talking to another medium reader who is Apollo priestess, and she was stating how she had a mechanism of dumping and releasing, and she used her job, her workplace for it. That's what saying, family. Y'all don't know who knows Juju. Stop thinking because you can share a meme and you can change your name on Facebook that you got some up on someone. Because this person, she only told the people she liked, and whoever she didn't tell. And she said to keep her from releasing on her family, dumping on her loved ones, on those she cared about, she would put certain things at her job, at certain doors, certain little contraptions, whatever she made at certain doors that she put all her problems in for another person to pick up. And if she like a person, she'll let them know, hey, don't go through that door today or on that day. Now, I don't think that's nice. I don't think someone should do that. But I do look at how this person was taking a step to make sure that it's not just being released in their relationship or just released on their children. That they was just showing that they were making a step to release it elsewhere. And a person, and she also told me that she will find random people to have conversations with and just release on them what she's going through and leave. And she said that helped her because she knew she would never see that person again. So she said whether the person was talking to her or not, she would just go to an owl, and if they said something, she would just tell all her problems and she'll walk away and go on about her business. So she said she did that in stores that, really wasn't a store that she shopped in or really wasn't local to her to where she wouldn't see the people again. Just to show how different people have realized, okay, I'm not just reacting to my spouse. I'm not just reacting to my children. I'm actually letting the workplace, school, family, all finances, all these things balled up, childhood trauma. And because you have signed up to be with me for life, you're gonna put up with all this. And I'm gonna make it seem like it was what you said or what you did.
We gotta learn how to release. And if you are a friend that can take the dumping, by all means, much about much strength to you, because there are friends out there who don't mind a friend coming in and just releasing and dumping and crying and all of that stuff. There are people out there who actually do that. In fact, some churches even have spots where the priest is in there and confess your sins, my son. That's what he does. So that lady who will go around to random people and just do that, I don't think we should do that. That is very not nice, because these people have to walk away with them. What we realize is that this world is a lot smaller than we thought.
Yes.
We're realizing that you're going to meet as many of the people in your life. That's it. You've been given a handful of people that you're going to meet. You're not going to meet but so many people. You're not going to meet all the people in the world. Please, family, realize that you are not going to meet everyone in the world. Who you are going to meet has already been stationed for you before you was born. And we've been realizing this as we've been going around seeing the same people. Like, okay, when do I get a new face? Like, this has nothing to do with me, this situation.
I know you. How do you know this person?
Right. Everyone just start linking and clicking up together.
Yes.
So be careful who you do go out and speak, and you may not know, because, well, my mother always told me, be careful because you may be entertaining an angel unaware. I was always told, careful with strangers because it may be an angel unaware. And so you going dumping and showing this ugly side to someone who you may not know and feel like you may not ever see again. And that person may pass away the next day and bring messages to the heavens, and that's what they have. We always want to leave good impressions wherever we're going.
That's your footprint, your carbon print.
Your carbon
in this
footprint.
World. That's your energy. People try to hide it and hide behind that energy with alternative motives, but you're still leaving a carbon footprint in this world. Okay, we had Taylor Prince who said, wow, yes, did you have anything to say to any of the JUJU letters that you heard? Yeah, people are doing some, and as a client at the time receiving a reading, I just had to sit there and it's like, I don't know. She was letting me know I had to learn how to release. Then she was giving me examples of how she released. Right. Now, it's not for me to just judge how she released. It was for me to see an example of how she released.
Right.
I'm not judging her. For me personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's nice. But I do see how that can lead to me sometimes dumping on people, and that's not nice either. So if I'm not going to take the example she has given me, I'm going to have to do my due diligence and find further research, because it's still not an excuse. So that's what I chose to do. Yeah, dumping is huge, and dumping doesn't always mean telling someone what you're going through. Dumping can just be reacting those feelings, those emotions that you hoarded in, releasing those emotions on a person,
Right.
and
That's dumping.
they didn't do anything to deserve those emotions.
Yeah. When it comes to, releasing and expressing yourself, that's different. Dumping, for those who need the clarification of what dumping may be or what dumping may look like, when someone comes into your cipher, into your energy field, and expressing and dumping off energy that was not already there, does not belong there, that is not
Wasn't
wanted,
wanted. Yeah.
unwanted energy. It's as if I came into your home and dumped a bunch
A
of fish, a
trash.
bunch of fish heads, trash. You don't want these fish heads. That has nothing to do with your situation. But because we was friends, though, I had stuff on my back. I mean, you thought I didn't think you minded.
And then you acknowledge in that situation the person never asked permission. That's another sign of dumping. A person not asking permission. That's another sign of unwanted energy. That person just walked in that person's house and just dumped fish heads without permission. That's another sign when a person is dumping or when you are dumping. Knowing if a person is prepared for that energy, if a person is in a space to receive that energy,
Right.
that's dumping as well.
Now, if I got a stew going on, and I wouldn't mind some fish heads, because I got some fish head stew going on, whatever people do with fish head, I don't know. Then yes, by all means, come on through. If I just happen to have some empty bags that I don't mind taking out these fish heads and go down to the trash can anyway, or down to wherever I'm gonna set this stuff that I don't want no more. I was gonna go there anyway. You want to come over here and dump off a little stuff? No problem. That's what friends do, looking out for each other. But just to randomly just bust out and just dump on someone, no, just because they're friends, no, that is not being a good friend. And if your friend is doing that to you, then find out, what did you sign up for? Did you sign up to be that type of friend?
Set the boundaries.
Set a boundary.
Mm.
I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. A lot of people will call me, and unfortunately, maybe we're not friends now, but time goes by. I'm not gonna say we're not friends now. If we met each other today, we would still be friends. But time goes by, and I'm not really communicating with these people no more. But a lot of these people will call me and just want to talk, 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 talk. Dump, 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 dump. Release, 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 release. All right, talk to you later. Click.
Wow.
For the longest, I had to say no more. After a while, I said no more. This is too much. I literally didn't say nothing for a whole hour.
Wow.
And you're ready to hang up? You're ready just to separate now to the next time you're ready to release and dump? I realized that was not a friendship. I was a dump site. And it's okay if you realize that you have been a dump site for somebody. It's not embarrassing. But it's a time and a place where you become fed up and you can't take no more at all. And now you want to turn this site into a park.
Mm.
I don't want my body to be a dump site no more. I want this to be a beautiful national park now. So find out what you're setting yourself up for and what type of energy you may be walking with, where someone may feel like as if they can come do this.
Mm.
Self-reflection. Allow for your family coming in.
Alafia, make sure that you tune back into the beginning to catch all the messages as well as advice and guidance. Tonight is Let's Talk About It Tuesdays.
Juju letters in the house.
Send in those juju letters. We read a couple of juju letters. A juju letter is a chance or opportunity to send in a situation that you may be going through that you would like to get advice or guidance on, and you are remaining anonymous. Okay, so we do not let people know who the juju letters are coming from, creating a safe space of not feeling ridiculed, not feeling like the messages are biased or having to deal with embarrassment or shame, but definitely getting that. We was hoping that family had more input on some of these juju letters, but just to be able to get opinions from those who may have experienced it or not before, and advice and guidance, and not to feel alone in your situation. So also, family, the cutoff for readings is in 33 minutes. Well, not 32 minutes.
32 minutes. I
I
say. Yeah, Juju letters has been coming in, and they've been coming in for a while. We'll speak about it on live. We won't really tell anyone that it's a Juju letter. It'll just happen to be one of the topics. But they have been coming in so much now, especially since we opened up the counseling hotline.
Free counseling, family. We do offer free counseling.
Free counseling, family. And with that, we've also got a lot of Juju letters that came in right behind them, because there was things that they wanted to not only speak privately, but also get this out for others to hear as well. And that's something that we believe that is healthy, as yes, as you're coming to us and you're expressing and you're being heard, and we're giving great advice for you. It's not only for you, but you also want someone else maybe to hear it. Ashe alafia alafia.
Alafia.
You may want someone else to understand where you're coming from without you having to express it. Sometimes we need a third person, you know, until we can get that comfortable in communicating and to expressing ourselves. And maybe we just need a safe area.
Absolutely. As much as we love home, home is a place of peace, a temple, and a lot of times we find ourselves expressing, releasing within the home. Okay, that is the purpose of land. That was the purpose of nature, living within nature, to not have what we're released and trapped in a confined space. That is very important. That's something that we should look at as well when we're speaking on dumping when it comes to relationships or a family living in one abode, living in one small confinement and releasing within that home. Naturally, you can see what the energy does to everyone within that home. So we have to be wise. We have to be wise men and women and identify the knowledge. Okay, we are in confined spaces no matter how big your home is. That's why everybody's saging out, opening up windows and doors, because we've acknowledged and realized, okay, energy does stay within the home. Once it comes in, energy is not just leaving the home just because it's unwanted energy. A lot of that energy is being dumped in the home, whether it's from yourself, others living in a home, intentionally, unintentionally. People coming over intentionally and unintentionally, dumping energy and leaving it within the home. So we have to be wise, people, and we have to get back active. Okay, we got to get back to our hobbies. We got to get back to enjoying certain activities to where we can create moments to release outside of the home.
Mm.
A lot of activities have been removed. A lot of activities have just been reduced to dating and family events. But when it comes to personal time and leading to personal release, what hobbies are you partaking in? Are you gonna really use a moment where you're on a date or you with a spouse? Are you really gonna use a moment where you're with the children and family to release?
Yeah. Do not find yourself in that nasty habit of releasing and dumping on the family, releasing and dumping in the home. Do not do that. Find somewhere. If you got to go to a church and talk to a priest in a box and you can't see his face, and that's where you need to release. Try your best not to release this within the home, within the walls. Walls hold vibrations. So as you're releasing, you're really not. You're just storing it for it to come right back up at any random moment in your own home. So be careful when releasing and expressing and dumping in your home. This is why some people do go to friends and dump. No, it's not healthy unless you are that type of friend who can do that, who knows how to properly cleanse their home. Because some of us actually do know how to cleanse our home.
Absolutely. And being down with Spirit Apostle Alfred, I'm not sure if we asked you, how are you doing?
How are you doing, Apostle? Thank you for coming in and speaking.
Yes, all the family, like Nicole, who came in and said a lot for your family. Don't want y'all to think that we are ignoring you all, but we are reading Juju letters as well as being down with Spirit. So that has been kind of a new for us, as we can see. Ashe, I do pray for your salutations. I want to speak on that when it comes to releasing in the home. New Orleans in the house.
All right then now.
I feel like home. I feel like that's family. It's something about that Bible Belt and spirituality. They done gave it so many names: juju, voodoo, hoodoo, voodoo, witch work, juju. But that's an area where natural gifts were present on this side of the waters. That has to be acknowledged and that has to be respected. Okay? They're not all spirituality that we know about. They're not just come from the Babalawos inboxing us in the inbox. All this information that we're receiving didn't just come from articles and just Googling articles. A lot of this came from bloodlines, traditions, and generations of lineages on this side of the water. Okay, practicing it, passing it down. So I definitely want to speak on when it comes to releasing in the home. That's why cleanliness was very important, because naturally sometimes that energy is released in the home. Just by bringing it in the home. That's why we must stay clean. And if you know you're going to be dumping in the home, releasing in the home, or you're going to have others be able to come over and dump in your home and release in your home, at least be clean, because that's a way of removing the energy. That is a way of releasing the energy. Let's say there was a blow up. Let's say things got to the point where everybody was on edge for long enough, and they did explode, because there is creation and friction. Okay, there is magic within chaos. So let's say that did happen, because it's natural. We can't say that the home's just gonna be peace all the time, but that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're striving for, to obtain peace within a home, and let that home be our place of peace. Definitely cleanliness that's needed. When we see a home that is clean, smell a home that is clean, going back to those five senses, we find ways to stay organized, even when it's releasing our energy. But if we're looking at dirtiness, smelling dirtiness, trash everywhere, if we're not even in a place that we can make sure that trash is not all over the home, because it's seeing a lot of that going to these house cleansings or just visiting. I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding people placing trash by the trash can. Some things just baffle me, but also as a doctor, observing, it lets me know what they're doing with their energy. Don't understand that there is places designated for your energy to go. There's places designated for trash. Trash is not to be in the bed, on the floor. Dirty clothes should not be all over the room, all over the house. This is letting me know how you are directing your energy, how responsible you are with your energy. Because physically it has manifested around you. So a lot of dirty homes, smelly homes, there's a lot of dumping going on in there. Because there's no respect or regards for the space in the first place. It looks like a dump site. It smells like a dump site. That's what it's going to be. That's the energy it's going to attract. So the level of cleanliness is going to allow us to respect the home and know that it's not a dump place. As we was going to odors, respecting ourselves, so you won't be in a position where people are treating you any kind of way. And not being with people with odors. That's still respecting self. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I don't care how powerful you think you is. If you're still dealing with personal hygiene, That lets me know exactly what type of work you're doing. And unfortunately, the level of women that's been dealing with personal hygiene problems, we got to go back. Obviously, the women are not smothered than their foremothers before them. If this is becoming such a prominent and ladies, y'all must not hear them. Y'all must don't sit around a man long enough. All y'all claiming to not be able to get along with women. All you do is hang around men. No, let's say you got a lot of exes, a lot of people you don't fuck. Tell the truth. All these brothers, all these bros. Yeah, you've had a lot of sexual partners. Because if you was really hanging around these men, the women would be done changed. Would it be done?
Y'all not listening to us. Y'all don't listen to men. That's where the issue, because the men has actually communicated these things and they have been said, and it's not that hard to find men communicating these things. Will women listen? And I'll let you all know right now, Bob, as a man, I got my brothers I sit with, my egg bay, and they actually travel the world. And recently they came back from a trip to Africa. And we were speaking about women, as men tend to do. I'm sure the women speak about men. But we spoke about the women and we were speaking about odors. And we were speaking about the women over here versus the women across the waters. And what we realized is that the odors that's coming from the women over here is mainly from the diet, is mainly from your poor hygiene of not, really taking care of your insides of what you eat. Like a breath mint for the body, not just for the mouth. When my brothers were speaking on the women, because I'm happily married man, choose your words wisely, man. As my brothers were speaking about these women in Africa, Nigeria. Now, I've not been over there to Nigeria. I've not actually dealt with any Nigerian women, and the things that I heard that they said about these women over there, they said, well, for the most part, sweat is the most you would smell from women across the world. Over here, you smell exactly what women are eating versus what you eat. It goes out, it exerts. But the women across the world, they don't have the same odor. And I'm not sure. I am sure because I actually have been put in the friend zone when I was younger, and I've heard a lot of women speaking on the men and their odor and their foulness with their phallus not being clean and the excretion that comes out with an odor that's no good because it's not the same across the world. Other men don't have the same issue.
So we all know the American diet is one of the poorest diets, meaning fake, GMOs, spliced, hybrid, preservatives, artificial. The body is still processing those things regardless of how it tastes, family. Okay. So until you eat a organic diet where your body is processing and breaking down all natural things that are supposed to break down and not decompose. Okay, that's a spirit is taking us all across the board tonight. That's the difference, family. Decomposition.
Composition.
Decomposition. Thank you. We learned about it in grade school, elementary to be exact. Decomposition. That is a thing, family. Your body is not just breaking down food. There are things that you're eating that are decomposing. That's something to think about, as well as eating food that has already passed decomposition states. That's what a lot of these artificials, that's what a lot of the dyes, that's what a lot of the coloring is doing. It's tricking you off from not really knowing if that food is fresh or not. In other parts of the world, like Nigeria, a lot of their meat is fresh. A lot of their meat was killed 15, 20, 30 minutes ago and cooked right then and there. We have to get back into our ways of living within nature. We gotta get back to being those farmers, those herders, okay, those shepherds, those butchers. That's needed. We gotta be able to take back control of our diet, okay? A man whoever feeds you is really, y'all don't want to talk about it. That's really your master. So as a people, as a nation who's getting our gifts back, who's awakening, who's detaching ourselves from the matrix system and just pumping energy into that system, we got to get back into being able to feed ourselves again, to be able to rely on our nation, to be able to rely on our community for food. That's very much important. As long as we're keeping our diet, our nutrition in the hands of the grocery stores, in the big chains, in the government, that's affecting how we react, that's affecting how we express, that's affecting how we release, what our body is breaking down, what our body is processing. All of these unnatural things is having us act in unnatural ways. So as we speak on the difference in odors, when we look at those countries, a lot of other countries, a lot of foods that are legal over here are banned in other countries. A lot of countries you won't even get all the items that you get over here. And America is known for some of the highest obesity rates. So that also gotta make you look at America once again. Who are these people over here in America? Because if we was just Africans and descendants of Africans, you don't even see them going as hard as them over there as they are as America. I have not heard an AIDS story, Ebola story on them yet. Years ago, it was pretty heavy.
The worst, showing the worst pictures.
I haven't seen an American Cross story yet. A feed the child yet. Adopt a village. Adopt a child. It's been a while, but the melanated ones in America, oh my God, we've been going through since captivity, since slavery, involuntary servitude. Still going through it. Still, I mean, from the air, water to food supply, they are still attacking at us. So we have to be those wise men and women and knowing how the enemy is attacking to be able to adequately be equipped for warfare. We can't just say we're in a war and we're fighting. We got to know what we're fighting and how we're fighting. How are they attacking us? And how do we attack back? Self care. Love the movement of our people gardening, of our people growing. That's needed more than ever. Black farmers, melanated farmers are needed more than ever. We got to get back to taking control over our own food supply. That's going to help us get back control over our diet, over our personal care regimen. The amount of meat and blood, I don't think our people was eating that amount back in the day. Mad cows is all this flesh and blood being processed and decomposed in the body. You can see it. Our people are a lot more irate and angry for whatever the reason, for whatever we went through, the way we react, the way we release. Situations can either make or break you. I've been hearing that message for the last 3 days from Spirit in my head. A situation can make or break you. We have to look at that as a people. Every nation has been faced with that. Every ethnicity, every race, every bloodline, every generation. There's not anyone in this room that will be faced with situations whether it will make them or break them. We as a people got to now look at some of these situations that we've claimed has broken us and choose to make something out of it. We are known for niggerism. That is our team. So we got to take a lot of the shit that we don't like and we need to nigger it. We're going to have to create something new from it and not use it as an excuse to be the way that we are with each other and ourselves. Ashay family, we have cut off in 12 minutes for live readings. If you have booked, please let us know. We're not trying to ignore anyone. And definitely probably get into one more juju letter for the night.
Whoa.
That's it. Family wants it. Family's been pretty quiet tonight. Family, y'all don't be nervous. Even if it is some of y'all sitting in juju letters, you can still speak. I don't mean people gonna know it's you because you're speaking and giving an input. Anonymous doesn't mean everybody be quiet for the whole night. Anonymous means we're not gonna let family know who's the juju letters coming from.
Right. It's a lot of good ones, family. Go ahead and send in your juju letters. If we don't get them to them tonight, they will be on the next Talk About It Tuesday.
Say tonight you can call my phone. Tonight you can call me on my own. Tonight I represent the guy with the money to live fast, but still baby who I am. So tonight just go all the way with me, all the way with me. Tonight just go all the way with me, all the way with me. Tonight just go all the way with me.
That's gonna be a good one. I hope y'all ready for this last juju letter for the night. I forgot about this one. Maybe because I'm a man, I ain't want to talk about it.
Because you know exactly, that's why I'm reading it, because I really want you to be mad at this house.
But it needs to be talked about. It does.
Woo, family.
It does.
Woo, prepare yourself for the last juju letter of the night.
Family, please tag in as many minutes as you can. If you will be watching the replay of this and you have comments on this subject, men, please comment on this subject. If you have any thoughts and ideas for this next juju letter topic that will be coming up, men. Women, pay attention so you won't get your feelings hurt. No, I do not own the rights to this music, but neither does Warner.
Okay, Taylor says she's ready. Did you have any input on any of the juju letters that was read? Who else is ready? Is Taylor the only one ready?
I be your Yeezy, you be my king. I be your J, you be my B. I be your Chris, now you be K. Everywhere we dey go, bad mind, we know the scene, Nana. Are you feeling the best? Anything for you.
All right, family. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, family? I'm ready.
I'm ready, ready. Taylor says she's ready.
She ready. All right, family. Here we go. This one greets with a alafia. I have a spouse. This spouse, I feel as if we have not connected as much. He doesn't get up like he used to. I don't feel as if he is attracted to me anymore. He watches porn and they are not the image of my body. What do I do? I'm gonna have for a second, right?
I'm trying not to have reaction. I know we're not supposed to have reactions.
Lafayette family coming on.
Please don't feel offended by our reactions. Okay, you're not the only person going through that.
No. All right. So Thank you for the men that is tuning on in. Jesse, Alafia, I know you
Jesse,
have
you
not
came in
spoke, but you came in
perfectly.
just in time. Thank you. I'm gonna need fellas in on this.
Man, y'all gotta speak up for this.
Because first of all, I want to state a few things that was stated in this letter. Maybe women did not understand, or maybe women did not know or get the full understanding of men and our full function of our body parts. But it's not you of why it's not getting up. It's not because he's not attracted to you, it's why it's not getting up. Some men have health issues, the reason why it's not getting up. Some men don't know themselves to know how to get it up. Some men still think that they're little teenage boys and that it just rises up just because they got that stamina. No, the older men get, we have to relearn our bodies just like women have to relearn their bodies. And if you are with a man who has not gone through this and he is feeling as if it's not getting, or you're feeling as if it's not getting up, that means he is needing to relearn his body. He may got to that age. Second off, I want to also state this. If a man or a woman is watching something outside of your image, it does not mean that your image is less attracted to him. Do not portray your own self doubts on your spouse. You stated that you feel these things. Now, I would never tell anyone not to trust their feelings. But when it comes to certain things, I do think that we overthink it. When it comes to men and women, it is not as straightforward as we would think it to be. Oh, I'm in front of you. Why are you not getting hard? Women, it does not work like that. Yes, there is arousal. Yes, there is certain things that turns a man on that keeps him going. But in a man older age, depending how old this man is, depends on how long he can keep it up, how it gets up, when it gets up. So this is not for the women to take this upon themselves as I'm less. He doesn't like me. He's not attracted to me. He is just needing to find himself and make sure that there's no medical things that's going on.
What about the watching the porn part and being able to be hard during that part, but not just hard enough when it comes to penetration? Like it's they're the person's getting hard during arousal, during oral sex, jacking off during watching porn, but then going soft when it comes to sex.
Once again, that is the man having to know himself. That has nothing to do because no man gets up to vagina and does not want to penetrate it. That's just a natural act for a man of wanting to do. No, and there's a pressure when the man doesn't get to. If he gets to that point and it does not fall through. Women do understand that men are communicating with a whole nother person on their body. Their man part down there is not them. They are two different people. He may get too excited. Sometimes he may get too excited, like, all right, I don't know what to do after this. It's not really having to anything to do with you unless there is something wrong. Now, if you have an odor problem, if you have too much fur down there where it's unattracted to him, yes, these may be factors. It is not always he's just not attracted to me, but also what am I doing for him not to be attracted to it? Because unless he's a fuddy duddy, he should be.
That's true. Maintenance. They go back to self care. Cause this person that sent in this, the only reason I asked, because I remember them speaking on that, because we tried to let them know it wasn't them, and then they brought up how they caught the person masturbating to porn while they were asleep. So it's like, okay, that added more fuel to the
right. But
what's y'all input, Jesse? You're a male on this.
Men, have you ever come across this?
I mean, we had to go back for some of these JUJU letters because some people we dealt with privately in the inbox, but we're bringing it out for a learning lesson, a learning moment. How would you feel about that? Well, what does that even say? They've been together for a while. They have children together, so it's not like they've never been intimate. But this has been some problems for a while.
It has been. I mean, I really would like to hear some of the men also speak on this as well with me. Go ahead and help your brother out over here, your Baba out.
Please help Baba. But I would like to speak on, even though I'm not a male.
You can, go ahead.
But I didn't want to cut you off. You could continue what you were saying.
But I did want to make that known for the women. For women not to put that on their shoulders. Men deal with that pressure all on their own.
How to perform, given the
performance is a stress on men. And sometimes men get so stressed out that it just won't work. Just getting to that point.
Stress them out enough.
Well, stress a man out enough where it just won't work, because what women have to understand is what makes it go up is blood. That means blood has to leave the rest of the man's body and go into his other body. That means he can't be really thinking about too much. Ain't no thoughts in his head. But women out there, want to ask what you're thinking about. You're probably thinking about another woman. If it's up, he ain't.
He said he was just talking about that. More times it's a mental thing. No matter how physically you're attracted to the woman, it's not about the woman. Oh my gosh, family, we got multiple men saying the same thing.
Thank you, Jesse, because the women don't know this. As we are getting letters and about this, and I felt attacked.
Oh my gosh.
On manhood for our species as men, I felt like we was under attack, because for so long, women has been feeling as if it's something wrong with them. And we as men don't know how much to tell you all women are beautiful. We love women. We do love women. Like the brother stated, it is a mental thing. It is a us thing. It does not have to do with you. If you feel as if you're not the right size, he would have never been with you. We can't state that, well, we've been together for a while and, it's just not getting up anymore and it must be my size or it must be me. Maybe it may be not that. Not saying that that's what it is, but letting you know, for the women, 9 times out of 10, not 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's us. And I know that's not something that the women want to hear, but it's the truth. And men have been dealing with this issue for the longest. That's why they actually have pills out for performance. Certain things, in fact, if you was to take, I've never taken one, but they say when you take these Viagras, you get what? A headache. Do you know why the men would get a headache? There's no blood flowing. So when blood finally starts to go through blood, that's what gives people headaches, when blood flowing through skinny veins and it's pumping through. That's what gives you that pumping headache feel. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a pill where the blood literally leaves the rest of our body to go there, and for hours we can't think. That is a mental thing, women. That goes back to the man has to relearn himself, because we were so confident as children that it was always going to work like this for us. No one told us that he was going to fail us. He was not going to be there in that time when we needed him.
Oh my goodness.
We ready, but he ain't. He sleep. Tucked in and shit. Like, nigga, we got things going on. She going to think I don't like her. We go through this, women. That is another person we are dealing with. I'm sure you may call your girl down there another person too. Sometimes she act up once a month. You tell don't do this shit, bitch. And like, well, I got to do this shit. I witnessed women talking to them and call it. They got names and everything for them. We men do the same thing.
He say it's just funny because if we're in a moment and we're about to have sex, I'm obviously attracted to you. Wow. It sucks when a woman thinks that she must not be attracted to them, and that's never the case at all.
Thank you.
I'm only speaking on. I like that this is being brought up because I'm sure there's many other women that need to know this and probably couldn't come out. I'm looking at the person still being able to get hard during oral, or the person jacking off and not turning the spouse over to be intimate with the spouse.
It goes to like the brother stated. It's a mental thing. Getting to that very act itself will be too much thought. We don't know. Like we're stating, it's another person down there. It has nothing to do with you. Now, if he ain't quick enough, if he's good and ready, and if she trying to play around and it goes down, well, no, that's on her. He obviously knew that he had a time, how long he was gonna be hard because he's not gonna go soft on the inside. So women also know this: if you see a man, be ready. If he got the whole full throttle, he doesn't have time unless he's keeping him hard. That goes back to the man needs to know himself. That's why I wanted men to tune in for those who did not know this, because it's a lot of men out there think they just gotta go get a pill, and that's not the truth.
But she woke up and caught him masturbating to porn. It's not like he asked her to get up to masturbate with porn. That's the only thing that's letting me know that it may be other things going on because women don't think that it's only a physical attraction. That's what I'm looking at. I do remember in the past had to do an investigation with a friend on this case. And I look at it as a sign is really looking at the relationship maybe having other issues going on that the person may think only sex will be able to solve. Like basically sex has been burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the only thing keeping the relationship going because I would see if the person couldn't be able to masturbate, but if the person's able to masturbate and still don't find those moments to be intimate with their spouse, I'm looking at there may be other things that come to their mind about their spouse that they haven't hashed out. That doesn't mean the person not attracted to their spouse. It may mean that they can't control certain feelings that they need to hash out, probably emotionally or mentally, in a relationship. That's not being looked and think that we could just fix all issues with sex at the end of the night.
I sure. Well, that goes into that 1 times out of 10.
Mm.
That's why I stated 9 times out of 10 is us. Then it's that 1 time. It's y'all. It is.
I say that because me personally, I was at a time like that in past relationships where when other things wasn't going up right in a relationship, I couldn't see having sex with the person. I couldn't see myself having sex with the person. I was no longer attracted sexually because of other things going on in the relationship. And one of the issues was infidelity. The person continued to step out in a relationship, and the person had an odor problem. So that was a sign. So maybe, like you stated before, gotta make sure that we are self managing, self caring down there, not getting so comfortable in relationships that we just letting ourselves go, thinking a person just supposed to take you any kind of way. No, shower after work. Shower before getting in bed. Still self care, self manage, because that right there, I see a lot of people let themselves go after being with someone for a while, and women cannot do that.
No.
Can't be all dolled up and pretty in the beginning, but now you only doll up and pretty on dates or for work in the house looking like the person's nephew. We can't do that. As much as the person love us, we can't put them through certain tasks to prove their love. It's to make it easier, smoother, you know.
I'll give an example. A story I've heard. You can get a man in the room with 2, 3, 4, 5 girls. So much pressure he won't be able to get it up.
Wow. The nervousness.
The mentalness.
Wow. Yes, that's
Have
so
a
true.
room full of naked women, and he'll probably be in there just trying to talk to them like want to slap them the fuck. Cause why? It's game time, and you Shy McGee over here.
Oh my goodness. So that goes back to the man needs to know himself. Is he more of a mentally attracted? Do he got to have a connection, a bond with a person? Is it not just the person physical he's attracted to? Wow.
That goes back to the man has to know himself. We as men got comfortable because we was young stallions going out there screwing any and everything whenever we wanted to, and stayed up when we was done and everything. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm sorry if I'm speaking like an old man a little bit, but I'm just saying it's not the same when we was in our 20s. Women, if you got a man that is in his 30s, that is an accountability that you're going to have to take. He is not in his 20s. Just like you tell this man, I ain't no young girl in my 20s and my no teenager. I don't have babies, blah, 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 blah. Women have a billion of excuses why they're not the same down there. And they have to be accepted.
Wow.
Do they not? They must be accepted. How dare a man not accept these reasons because a woman has done such great giving birth and all of these great things. So that's the reason why they're, it's different in there. Not as tight. Now, I've had 5 children come out of here. What do you mean? So yes, women, you're going to have to understand men as well. No, we ain't spit out no babies out our hoo-ha, but over time the muscle it ain't working the same. 9 times out of 10, not one, not 100, not 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's the man meant to. Now, if you have suspicion that it's not his mental, that you feel like it's really, 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 really you, don't just sit and soak work on that because the next man is going to say the same thing, or the next woman is going to say the same thing, the same issue. Fix it. Don't just feel bad and be upset. Deal with it and fix it. Remember, you may not be with that person for life. That person may be getting you right for the next person. So if you get this intuition, okay, no, I really do think though, Baba and Omi, that it might be me, then fine. It's you. If you don't want to take no excuses that the men could throw out there, please go ahead and take that advice, and it is you. Shave a little bit. Shower before you get in bed. I don't know.
Thank you for saying that, because it needs to be said. We have to be mature. We got to get to that level of maturity in relationships. Women, be mature. If it's not working, it's not always everything. We just so self-centered, self-entitlement, everything ain't about us. That's the message here. Men could be going through something. Just care. Show concern. Find out what's your spouse going through if you really love them. It shouldn't be, I love them until sex not working no more. I don't think that's in the vows.
Now it's all about me, me, me. It must be me. It must be me. No. You have to show care. You have to show that, no, I'm worried about my spouse too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And cannot think we're slick women that soon as we see that's not working, drop it to me. That can also, not saying for all, but that could also show a sign that some women thought that they had their man under control because of sex. So it's kind of like a feeling of losing power. Oh my gosh, can't have sex. How am I keep you under my spell? How am I keep you wrapped under my finger? Woman, be careful. Okay? Just because, you may think the spouse may not know what your alternative motives are, or your plans are, or why you even with the person. Spirit sees and knows all, so you're not going to be blessed with a happy relationship with that person, period, if you feel like that's why you got the person. or if you feel like that's why you can't lose the person, or you feel like that's why a person can't leave and have to put up with your bullshit and have to deal with your dirty laundry, your skeletons in a closet. No, that would be snatched from you as well. We cannot use things to hold over people's head. Okay, so that's another thing to look at. That men have other things going on. It's not always just about you. You may be an apple of the eye, but that doesn't mean you are the puppeteer master.
Doesn't mean you're the reason for everything.
Right. Just because you're a goddess doesn't mean you're that man's creator. That big headedness, that swollenness. To me, that's what I thought Martin was talking about with Gina. Like everybody was seeing the physical. To me, I was like, this man is being metaphorical. Of course, I didn't see it my younger years watching Martin. It was when I got more spiritually depth on my journey. I could see when he say big headed, I mean she's gotten to the point where she don't see herself with Martin anymore. She see herself trying to not control or change Martin because of who she thought she was. That big headedness. So I could see that that's why he would throw it out to her to remind her, like, hey, that's the girl I met in the beginning. You know, your big head.
I never even thought of that.
Because I looked at Martin, he never got big headed. Martin was very successful.
It is.
Big mouth. But I don't think he treated Gina wrong, except for that one time he used their business to get
on the radio.
Yeah. That's the only time I remember Martin really fucking up. Anybody else remember the time him fucking up?
Oh, Martin fucked up a few times.
Okay, I gotta watch my episode. The TV thing, the money thing. He went and spent all that money.
Yep, that was born.
Oh, that was funny.
I said that was another excellent Juju letter. I hope that the women got an understanding and clarification on that.
Yes, ladies. Stop thinking sex is the only juju power. If you think that's the only power you're working with, you're opening up yourself to people working with that power as well. Now you got to make sure your sex juju is stronger than every other motherfucker out there using it. Don't step into that arena. Okay? Don't throw sex juju on people. Understand sex magic within itself, sexual energy exchange, and how powerful that is within itself. Okay? Watching the show The Shire, and it's not all that Amy does, but that was Papa. He made a very, very important statement that whenever you're having any type of intimate connection with a person, it's not just penetration, any type of intimacy, holding hands, kissing, grubbing, rubbing, touch, any type of intimacy, you are taking on that person's stress, feelings, emotions. That's why people courted. That's why people dated before they had sex with people, because that sex was really going to tie them together. It's a soul tie. If people think that's cliche, they believe in every other root work, voodoo, juju, hoodoo. And they believe in every other juju. But Alafia, how are you?
Alafia family coming on in.
But don't understand sexual energy exchange was a very powerful one. And definitely why I think Eve got in trouble for doing what she did. Because she was like, look what you just did now. You know. A lot of your family coming in. We have past the cutoff. Definitely make sure you all watch it from the beginning. Hope y'all enjoyed this night of Talk About It Tuesdays. Let's talk about it Tuesdays with Juju letters.
Juju letters have been off the hook, family. If you're just now tuning in, please make sure you rewatch this and send in your inputs. Send in your inputs, even if it's not live. We'll still hit you back.
Ashay Taylor says she definitely enjoyed it.
Ashay, I do pray. Thank you. Yes, you know we love the interaction.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love.
I appreciate.
I know it got hot in here after those juju letters.
Then, yeah, after them letters, family. I mean, y'all know we be ready for the readings, but we had to get these juju letters out. We've been sitting on them for quite a while, and they needed to come out.
Right.
They needed to come out, and so we thank family for allowing the time for us just to speak about the juju letters tonight.
Yes, and family, if anyone else that was just tuning in last minute want to send in a juju letter, do know that you do remain anonymous. We don't tell family who the juju letter is coming from. Send in a situation that you're going through that you like to get advice or guidance on. Family, moments like this, times like this are needed. Okay. It's not always about gossiping. It's not always about taking information and running with it. So many times that people don't feel like we have anyone to talk to because people running their business around town. I learned real quick. Some people would test you. Some people would tell you things whether it's true or not just to see if it would get out.
You're the only one who knows.
Stop playing with people. And I learned that without having to do it. It's just to get the knowledge. Thank you. I do pray most high. It was just something make me sit back. Like, is crazy this is to me. First of all, I'm not supposed to be telling this person's business anyway, but if I do, the person gonna know I told them. This can be a setup. This can be a trap. Sometimes you got to think before you act. Not sometimes, all the times think before you act. And quickly, I learned before I have to go through it that people could be testing you, testing the friendship, testing the loyalty. We see it in gangsters. We see it in the movies with the big man, whoever, testing certain people to put them in certain positions to see how they will react. The army,
Army will get you kidnapped and make you try to crack on your whole team just to test you.
And women don't want to hurt any feelings, but men do test women.
Yeah, we do. Yes. We didn't know. Y'all didn't know. Like, we pretty much know when y'all testing us.
Yeah, we're not even. We're too obvious.
Yeah, y'all not secretive about it.
We're not.
We didn't know we was being secretive about our tests. We was just like, damn, y'all fell them left and right. Oh, y'all didn't know it was a test. Y'all didn't care?
Wow.
Y'all didn't think we was giving tests?
Just self-entitled.
Just self-entitled. We just assumed that we just accept you and just we ain't even testing nothing. No, there's more women in the world. Of course we have to have tests. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input just as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. This is very much needed. As we don't have many men in the house, I don't think it's a man thing. I think it has to do with there is more women in the world than men.
There is.
So we can't be upset, but very appreciative and have so much gratitude for the men that we do have in our house. We don't have no ancient men in the house. No. Not to my knowledge.
No, we got good men. We got good, strong men in this house. All
right, family, we definitely enjoyed this night with you all. Thank you, each and every one of you all, for tuning in, for speaking. I'm a Duke Ray Wise and Queen for tuning in. Make sure that you check back to the beginning to catch all these messages.
I say, family, we love you and we thank you. And until next time,
bye.
I've been thinking about you all night long. In the morning, with the